Hi, buddy. Welcome back to Walks Talks. Thanks for watching the show today. Hope you guys are having a great closeout to your weekend. Hopefully, it's productive. I wanted to just jump on, discuss a couple things that I see going on today. I think is noteworthy or newsworthy for you guys to be aware of if you're not already paying attention to it. Yesterday's video, I addressed as part of the topic the fact that the Trump administration had scheduled a crypto summit at the White House on March the 7th and discussed it briefly. And I got a bunch of comments to the video. Obviously, the typical, it's pixie dust, gets nothing. It's going to zero, all that kind of stuff. Some other comments from stock market guys, obviously, that you can really only grow wealth according to them if you're in the stock market and reinvesting dividends, and that's what all the wealthy people do, right? So I appreciate everyone's comments, everyone's input. Okay, and that's cool. Everyone has their own perspective. But I wanted to just share a couple stories with you, and then today a big news event that came out of Trump on his social media relative to the U.S. crypto reserve. And I don't know if you're paying attention, guys. If you're ignoring this stuff, that's you're certainly up to you. But a lot of the cryptocurrencies are having massive gains today. But let me just first start out by saying, we've been told for years and years that gold is just a pet rock. Wasn't it Warren Buffett that said that? Said it returns nothing. There's no yield. And as of recently, we've seen gold having some pretty good gains, huge gains last year. I'll address that in a second. But also so far this year, there's a bit of a sell-off last week. Incidentally, I think it's about $15 right now tonight. Probably on this whole, let's say, uncertainty surrounding the Ukraine Zelensky drama. But we've been told for years that gold's just a pet rock. I've always believed in it, physical gold and silver. Interesting story too. So the naysayers have never really, it hasn't bothered me. I've always had my game plan, executed my game plan. As you probably know, I've mentioned it before on this channel. A lot of my friends want to have nothing to do with that. They're not gold and silver. They are stock market, 100%. Dividend reinvestment, 401ks, packing the 401ks, reinvesting dividends, and watching wealth grow in that regard. But they're constantly busy at the accounts, trading, whether it's day trading or some long-term positions, but they work at it. They're reading earning reports. They're listening to earnings calls. They're watching this thing, every minute of every day, Monday through Friday. So it's one buddy of mine would sometimes send me, kind of sarcastic comments, egging me about the stock market and about, my position in metals. And he sent me an email last week or a text and said, "Hey, Matt, did you generate a 12.53% annualized return last year on your portfolio with dividend reinvestment?" And I pulled up my numbers on my gold, and it was about 47% for the year. And I wrote back to my buddy and said, interestingly enough, I did about 47% last year on my metals holdings. I said, and guess how much effort I had to put in to generate that, and it was zero effort. I just got to enjoy it and look at it. Now, many might say, well, that's an anomaly. All the guys into the year were saying, well, that's an anomaly. It's not going to repeat this year. So far in 2025, it's been a pretty good return as well. So the point of the story is just to point out the fact that, for everybody who just says you can only make wealth in the stock market, I just don't agree with that. Obviously, people that are in real estate generate substantial wealth with or without mortgages, okay? People in the stock market, of course, some of them do very, very well. Some of them get destroyed. I mean, I was around for the dot-com bubble. I had a buddy of mine lose 90% of his net worth, millions of dollars, never recovered, never recuperated. He rode that thing all the way down. And same thing with 2008, 2009 crash. It took people 10 years or more to recover those losses in their portfolios. So again, I don't ever come on here and profess to be an economist. You guys know by trade, I'm a lawyer, have my own business, go to work every day, trade time for dollars. And obviously many say that's not a good formula. And I agree with that, right? So you gotta have other ways to generate returns. So I've heard the story about gold for years and how it's, it's not a good, it's not a good play. And look what it's been doing, right? So now we have, obviously cryptocurrencies have come on the scene, really obviously since 2017, 18 timeframe, but what you've never had in the cryptocurrency space is any kind of indication there's going to be mass adoption or there's going to be some level of regulation to the extent that banks will feel comfortable offering it to their clients, that large institutional investors will be comfortable, buying this stuff. And with the Trump administration, what you've seen since November, even before that, him saying, look, the United States is going to become under his presidency the crypto capital of the world. So obviously, crypto's had a pretty big run up around the election time into the first part of the year, and then they kind of had a good sell off. Well, let me share this with you for all that say that that's going to go to zero and that there's no intrinsic value. It's pixie dust, cryptocurrency. We have Trump coming out this morning. This is on the heels. This is out of the Zero Hedge quote. I love BTC and Bitcoin and Ethereum. Crypto spikes as Trump discusses strategic reserve ahead of White House summit. It says on the heels of the announcement of a crypto summit at the White House this week, President Trump took to Truth Social to explain some of the details, specifically mentioning a strategic reserve. He says a U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA, a Cardano. He also then came out and said it'll also include, obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum. He says, I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We are making America great again. So, look, on that news, you had massive gains today in a lot of these cryptocurrencies. As of recording this video, Bitcoin's up almost 10%. Ethereum's up almost 15%. XRP is up 32.5% today alone, okay? Solana's up 24% and ADA is up 63%. So again, for all you stock market people, and I'm not trashing the stock market, that's also a way obviously to generate wealth and build wealth. But for those people that say that crypto has no place or that the crypto people, just like the gold people are some kind of Looney Toonies and this stuff has no use case. Look, you have a reality here of a shift that we've never seen before, where you could easily start seeing some regulation, and that will lead to more mass adoption, and of course, not financial advice, but huge potential, huge gains in the price of this stuff. Let me ask you guys who are in the stock market, how long does it take you to generate, let's say, 63% return, in the market? How about a 32% return? These are today's daily returns. Now, I understand this is atypical and it does fluctuate, but the reality is that for those who are just simply ignoring it or trash talking it because they don't understand it, it's similar to this issue with gold. People that don't understand something, they trash talk it, they talk it down. They say, well, look at, real wealth is only generated through the stock market, and anybody else who's not on board is an idiot. And again, I've got a lot of friends of mine that are just not 100% stock market. I've been telling them for months now since the election, guys, think about, look at this crypto stuff, think about it, do some research, read into it, read up on it. The train is going to be leaving the station, and it's going to be leaving the station, kind of with or without you. And even the other day, I get a comment back from my stock market buddy of mine, saying that it's a Ponzi scheme, right? How often do you hear that from people that are just ignorant about what's going on? Now, I will say this, I'm no crypto expert. I've been digging into it for the last several months now and trying to learn. It's a huge learning curve, and I am getting trying to get out of my, my comfort zone, understanding where this is heading. And again, I go back to the train is going to be leaving the station, with or without you. There was a comment that I saw on the same article, an update from Zero Hedge, that Peter Schiff posted. And I'm a Peter Schiff fan. Okay, I've been watching him for years. And he says, I get the rationale for a Bitcoin reserve. I don't agree with it, but I get it. We have a gold reserve. Bitcoin is digital gold, which is better than analog gold. So let's create a Bitcoin reserve too. But he says, what's the rationale for an XRP reserve? Why the hell would we need that? It's interesting. Shows obviously some bias there. But again, if you guys understand XRP and you're doing any kind of research into that, you'll understand, what XRP brings to the table relative to a real use case scenario, in the payment system. And again, not touting any specific crypto. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to ignore this as a way. If you care, if you don't care, you don't care. If you want to, just go on about your daily stuff and generating wealth, or looking into alternative ways to generate wealth for you and your family is not important to you. I'm not saying it should be. For a lot of people, it's not. They want simpleton situation, and the 9 to 5 clock in, clock out is all they're looking for happiness, and that's fine. Okay, that's cool. Love to hear your comments, but that's what's going on today. We have a lot happening this week. There's a lot of uncertainty with this political situation involving Ukraine. I saw that over in the EU, they called an emergency summit. I invited Zelensky in, patted him on the back, told him that he has their unwavering support. So they're trying to call, Trump advance out a little bit after last week. Let's see what happens. But again, it's uncertainty. Uncertainty. Stock market does not like uncertainty. Gold is sniffing that out this evening, up around, like I said, around $15. Check out some of those cryptos. They are roaring, right? And the stuff, nothing goes straight up, right? Stuff goes in waves, but it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. So maybe it's something you guys want to consider. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. You can learn about it. It's obviously going to be where the future, is heading. So thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for watching and subscribing and being a supporter of the channel. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll touch base this week. Talk to you soon. Bye.